I'm Kylie Salai for Second Edition, and today I'm at CTV Studios where I'm going to be sitting down with Chief Meteorologist Josh Classen to discuss the weather that we've been experiencing and whether or not we're going to be having a white Christmas. So because of El Niño, we've had an unseasonably warm fall and early winter, but for those that don't know, what is El Niño?
So El Niño relates to a warming in the eastern equatorial Pacific. And so you basically have this blob of warm water in the Pacific near the equator, and when it shoves itself a little closer to North and South America, then that changes and reroutes most of the upper air streams. And so we call that, when it's more than 1.5 degrees above the average sea surface temperature and it moves back to the east there, then we call that an El Nino. And typically for us in Western Canada, El Nino winters are when we feel the biggest impact, and it's at warmer than average, usually drier than average for most areas, although precipitation's a little tougher to pin down because it's so spotty, the amount of snow that you get in any given province, right? So typically less snow than average and almost always warmer than average. That doesn't mean winter's never going to come. There will still be some cold days this winter, but on the whole, we can expect warmer than average conditions.
So are we going to have like that nasty January, February?
Probably. I mean, it's still winter even in an El Nino year. It just won't likely last as long, and you'll see more of these breaks of mild temperatures. Almost every winter, you have ups and downs with temperatures. It gets above zero and then it drops below zero. Usually you don't see that really cold air, though, settle in for an extended period of time when you're in an El Nino winter.
Should we be worried about the climate and the climate situation after all the fires that we've seen this summer and how warm this fall and early winter has been?
Well, I mean, we should be concerned about climate change regardless of whether or not there are, a preponderance of forest fires and the mild temperatures. I mean, drought is a huge concern for us right now across much of Alberta. And I mean, I don't know how we get back to a point where, we're even looking at average conditions, right? You get into a drought, it's really hard to dig out of that hole. So yes, climate change is a big concern. Moving forward, with 2023 now being the hottest year on record, unofficially, the year hasn't ended, but it looks like it's going to be. That bumped 2010 off the list of the top 10 hottest. And so now the top 10 hottest years on record globally are the last 10 years. Not in perfect sequential order, kind of bounced around a little bit, but the hottest 10 years globally are in the last 10 years. A little concerning to me.
Do you think that because it's been so warm thus far, our winter is going to be harsher, or is El Nino going to stick around and keep it a little warmer?
I hear this a lot from people where they're like, oh, we're going to pay for this later. There is no paying for it later. There's no correlation between a really warm fall and an abnormally cold winter. So is it going to get cold sometime in January and February? Yeah, probably. But there's no way to sort of draw a straight line from the fact that it's warm now means it's going to be brutally cold later.
I have to ask the big question now.
Sure.
Are we going to get more snow, and are we going to have a very white Christmas?
We will get more snow at some point, Kylie. Will we have a white Christmas? I would bet yes, because it is extremely rare to not have snow on the ground at Christmas time in Edmonton. The last time was 2005. You have to go back to 97, I think, to find the year before that didn't have snow on the ground at Christmas. So my bet would be yes, we will have some snow on the ground at Christmas.
To end on a lighter note, we'd love to know, what is your favorite cloud?
My favorite cloud would be lenticular clouds, just because they look kind of cool, and they're those ones that almost look like lenses. They usually form right over top of mountaintops, and sometimes people think they look like UFOs. So, yeah, those are probably my favorite type of clouds.
So the ones that spark conspiracy theories.
Exactly. I'm big on conspiracy theories, chemtrails, and all that.
Well, there we have it. El Nino and its impact on Edmonton's weather. And the answer to the burning question, will we have a white Christmas? For Second Edition, I'm Kylie Salai.